Rest of the year, what are the goals?
I'm not a big goal guy. I mean, I just try to feel like I keep getting better and kind of take that each day and see where it takes you. But my problem with goals, you set these outcome goals and this and that, and some golf courses you're just not going to have a chance and let's stack up.
Welcome back to another episode of Straight Down the Middle-ish. Today, we have one of my best friends on tour, my practice round partner, and goddamn, dude, you're 33rd in the world right now, Tom Hoge.
I'm nervous every time you're going to speak here today.
Come on, 33rd in the world.
That is for good reason, Tom.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I've got it together a little bit since our days there in the practice rounds.
You had it then too. You had it then too.
Matt takes credit for all your success.
Yeah, he should. I learned a lot from him.
Do you think some of the heat that we had, like on our little 9-hole stints, prepped you for some big moments?
I like preparing that way where you've got putts that mean something coming down the stretch there because you feel like you've done a little bit to start off the week. And I wish you were still out there that we could keep it going.
I know Tuesday's got to suck now.
Yeah.
Do they?
Well, this week especially, I was out here yesterday practicing a little bit. I mean, there's a long time from Sunday to get to Thursday. So
right. Especially if you've been to these places before. It's like, Tuesday.
I get bored pretty fast out there.
Well, yeah, naturally you do. But Tuesday in general for a veteran it's kind of like going through the motions a little bit. If you maybe some maintenance on your swing, but
for sure,
if you've seen it before, you're just trying to get through the day to Wednesday.
Yeah.
The backstory is these guys would have some high stakes 9 holes, which I did love. I witnessed one at Wyndham. I loved that it was 9 holes. It was never 18. It was like you're not out there.
It would get
5 hours.
It would get pretty expensive if we tried to do that for 18 holes. But
it was like a sprint, which is more pressure, like seemingly under the pump.
It kind of started right about Bay Hill and Players right before COVID hit. That Matt had just asked me if we wanted to play at Bay Hill, and I showed up like 10 minutes before we were going to tee off at 7:15 or whatever. And he's like, "Hey, you want a game?" I'm like, "Sure." I'm thinking that's going to be $20 or $50.
Oh yeah, right. You were not thinking that.
Whatever the pussies on tour usually play for.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, we'll just play for 500 here." Like, all right. Should have known at Bay Hill, of course. I mean,
did I get you that day?
Of course.
I did.
Have you ever lost at Bay Hill?
Come on, yeah, plenty of times.
No.
I kind of remember that, but our game it transferred into this. We started doing.
We got put on pause due to COVID there.
Yeah.
So then coming out of COVID, there are no pro-ams or anything. So we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to just fire at that.
Best ever, by the way.
We're coming up. This is the 3rd anniversary of really the start of COVID when we shut down all of major sports. I mean, what a restart. Golf was the first thing that came back. I mean, it was kind of surreal thinking about how everything used to be. And here we are in this just wild world. 2 new golf leagues.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So no one will play the high stakes Tuesday.
I haven't really found anybody.
Gambling on tour is not that prevalent anymore. I feel like
not at all.
But not to give away the secret, but it's exponential the way you guys gamble. So it's 1, 2, 3. So
it's a full-on junkie game.
Who comes into the 9th hole?
You came up.
Was it your caddy? Somebody came up with the idea because you just wanted to play auto 1-downs for 200, and then they said, let's make every hole within each bet. So if you lose 3, 2, 1, it's 600, 400, 200. Right.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. 3. You're paying 3 bets, 2 bets, 1 bet. Yeah. If you win, if there's a bunch of holes exchanged, and then you somehow peel off the last 3, you're looking pretty solid.
You're paying for your caddy.
Yeah. It was a blast, dude. I had so much fun playing. I kept Tuesdays like bearable, honestly.
It was fun to watch the couple of times I did.
Yeah. So what do you think about all these changes now with the tour? You're kind of a guy you're inside it.
But you've lived both sides.
But you've been on both sides
recently.
Yeah, I mean, I hate it from the standpoint that playing opportunities are being taken away more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that would be my question. If you ask the guys that are making these decisions, my first question is, what is the total number of playing opportunities that we're losing for a whole season? Because you start talking Pebble Beach, you take Quail Hollow that are 156-man fields, it'll be 70. I mean, your 80 to 90 spots right there. And, I've got to think we're going to lose tournaments in the fall as well. So I think you're talking upwards of 1,000 playing spots being lost throughout the season, which is a big deal to me.
The good thing, I think, is it's not set in stone. And I think the tour, whether you can say they did right things, wrong things, I think they've learnt to listen more to the players. I feel like go back 2 years ago, they wouldn't listen to maybe the top few guys.
Well, they're listening to the top 20. They're not. Yeah. I wouldn't say they're listening to anybody else right now. Is the problem?
Yeah. Go ask James Hahn that right now.
Yeah, James Hahn's sticking to his guns. And look, it's whether it's right or wrong, he's speaking from the heart, which is cool. He's not putting up a wall and no comment, but he's. I think there'd be plenty of people in the locker room that would agree with him. I'm not saying a majority, but it's not like he's out there on a hill.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're all getting paid a lot more money, which is great. But like I said, I'm concerned about the playing opportunity side of it, and I don't know. My deal keeps coming back to what's the 10-year plan here down the road? Where are we going to end up? And I just don't like that we keep making changes on the fly as we're going.
It seems like it's been that way for the last since COVID, really.
I do think the elevated events make sense where you try and, whether it's a salary or whatever, get a stable, like these top 10s that have been playing the last few weeks. But I don't think it really necessarily needs to be without a cut. There needs to be opportunities where guys can come in. Otherwise, if you're in that top 50, it's going to be so hard to fall out of that top 50. You're going to have so much more opportunity than the 60th guy, or if he doesn't get back in that year.
But there's also so many great stories and journeyman golfers that are, essentially going to be missing out on these playing opportunities.
But I understand where the topic come from. Apparently, I don't know, but Roger Federer was like that big time. He's like, I'm the one that's putting people in seats. Why don't I get paid? So, not to sit on the fence, but I can see both sides of the argument perfectly. But as I said, Jay Monahan has a tough job. How do you
greedy fuck?
But how do you please everyone?
I'd just be curious if you said, okay, pick your top guys. He had 20 in the PIP. So is it the top 20 we're focusing on, or 25 or 30, whatever it is?
Hate the PIP.
But if you just said, okay, well, if 31 on down, so say we're not going to play this week.
Yeah. Then what?
What kind of turn? I mean, is that
true?
Yeah.
Do people tune in to watch a 30-man field? I mean, because that's kind of their argument they're making.
That PIP's already going backwards anyway. They already said it's going from 100 back to 50. Yeah, it's not. That's not the answer.
But I'm just saying they're putting all their eggs in this basket for the top guys. Is it only the top guys that matter, or is it the whole tour? Because like you were saying, I think that there's a lot of storylines that. You look at the Honda with Chris Kirk and Eric Cole battling it out, and I thought that's just as compelling as coming down the stretch at Bay Hill.
Absolutely.
That's what makes the PGA Tour beautiful, and somebody, dreaming of winning a tour event or not winning one for 8 years. The storylines, I mean, you can't write those. You can't script a tour event.
That's why it's a good thing Q School is coming back with the opportunity for the club pro or whoever to get onto the PGA Tour with a couple of cards. It sounds
even that's ridiculous. 5 spots. I mean,
it's better than no spots, but
that's ridiculous, man.
And the head
play good.
Yeah, you better play good and then get really lucky.
But I don't know, and I think the college kid coming out, I think the top college kid does deserve a spot on tour. Call me crazy. We never got that opportunity, but
yeah, every other sport it happens.
I haven't seen it. Have the TV ratings been that much better for these elevated events than previous years?
Good question.
I don't know that answer.
I'd be curious. It's interesting because you got a great leaderboard at Bay Hill.
Yep.
But every year that golf course just separates so well that the top players come to the top anyways.
Yeah.
Firm greens always separates.
I mean, you've had these great leaderboards at all 3 of these elevated events so far.
There are certain courses that no matter what, you're going to get a great leaderboard.
Yeah.
That's the way it shakes out. Boston was like that I hated the golf course, but it was one of those courses where the same 10 guys are going to play good there.
So my question is, do you really need all of the top guys to play the same tournaments in elevated events?
Oh, I think you do, because your NFL, you have a stable, elite product. But I understand as a top player why you wouldn't want to do it. Why would you want to play? Like Chris Kirk was going to play Riviera this year because it was elevated, then finally realized after me helping him miss the cut on the bag of Phoenix, he's like, I'm gonna earn more points, which he was 47th in the world, trying to hang on to Augusta and more match plays in. I'm gonna earn more points playing Honda than I am at Riviera. I don't play well at Riviera. It doesn't matter if it's 50 million. Yep. So that's where golf is different. It's hard to compare that to the NFL or to the NHL, where the elite are playing every game. So I don't know.
I'd be curious, and I think the answer is going to have to come more through TV ratings and that sort of stuff. But
I think there needs to be more movement within that 70 guys, like more opportunity to come in and more opportunity to go out. There
is going to be opportunity to come in. I think there's 10 coming in, the current 10, which may slide to 46th on the current money list. Get in. So there is going to be opportunity to get in. But we'll see. As long as these PIP people don't get in, you can't get in the start because you're popular. But I do understand. Look, the tournament is putting down 20 million.
I remember like
or
4 or 5. It might have been like 5 years ago. I think it was Jay's first year, whenever that was. There was an email that got sent out, and it was, "Hey, we're doing this new thing where if whoever grows their presence on social media the most wins $100,000." And then second place was 50 and third was 25. And it was like, if Aaron Price had 1,000 followers and you had 20,000, it was basically body fat, done by body fat. Percentage of growth. Yes. So I remember emailing Jay back and being like, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. We're promoting narcissism and insecurity. Like that's all.
Yeah.
That's all this is. Ugh. What? And here we are. Here we are. Now we have a PIP.
But I guess I won't mention the name of the tour. Keeps always saying it's got nothing to do with social media, when clearly it does. Because I guess Cantlay won the FedEx that year, didn't get a cent in PIP. Doesn't participate online. So I don't know. It's a mess, but I think it's all going to work out just fine.
Mm-hmm.
What who do you got for New Orleans this year, JJ Henry?
I got Harris English. I'm
Did
excited
you
to see
really?
him playing good. Yeah.
Woo! Hot
Talk
team.
about an upgrade.
Yeah, I played
Just
with...
kidding. No, just kidding, JJ. You're a stud.
I played with Sahith Thagala at the QBE. The only one in December.
Y'all won that.
Yeah, he won that. Congrats.
He had already committed to playing with Justin Suh. And I was trying to talk him. I was like, man, if you like money, I mean, we could try to do this again.
We had a thing.
But I think Harris will work out good. He's starting to play pretty dang good. I played with him the first 2 days at Bay Hill last week and was playing pretty nice. So
yeah, flushing it.
Yeah, he had a look there on 18.
Was there any early team talk of what tee shots or anything? Has that anything been discussed?
No.
Just work it out on the Tuesday.
There's no weakness in that team.
Walk-up song?
We're going to need a walk-up song, so we'll take some applications for that one.
Yeah.
So even though the national championship, no bad blood there. TCU.
No,
UGA.
it's actually.
Ooh, I didn't even think about
It's
that.
actually funny. He had texted me right before the game started and said, "What's the bet on the game?" And I said, "Well,
if you
if
like
TCU
money.
wins, you got to play. You got to play New Orleans with me." I was thinking I was hedging it that way, but it all worked out, I guess.
That's a good one. We had Kirk in here, and he was wearing his 65-7 shirt.
I heard about that. I saw Cromie at the course. He said, "You got to see Chris's shirt today."
He
He chose violence today, huh?
He did. God, he was great.
When
there.
it's good, it's good.
I want Bama to go back to being dominant so bad. I'm tired of Georgia being.
Nah.
That's from
What about the Gators?
Well, we're just
Get
not
Urban
very
back.
good.
Let's go.
We're not very good.
Oh.
No.
Where's
man.
Urban's next move?
God, great
I got
question.
no clue. What's he doing now?
Radio?
Maybe the
TV.
XFL.
Hasn't he already tried that?
I don't know.
No.
He tried the NFL.
What is he doing now? Is he's working for Fox.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
took him right back in the booth.
Really?
Yeah, the seat was
Nothing to
still warm.
see here. Come
He
on,
was in
bud.
Jacksonville for 8 games?
Oh, God.
Well, we got our guy.
That was the best thing to happen to the Jacksonville Jaguars was Urban Meyer coming in and just absolutely. If he'd won 6 games, you can't fire him because they only won 1 the prior.
Who's your pro team? Vikings.
I really don't have one. I grew up a Lions fan, and they were so bad for so long. I kind of lost interest, and then whoever I would be betting on would be the team that day. But
Yeah.
I came into TCU. It was the year that Romo dropped the extra point up in Seattle.
Oh,
And everybody was having a meltdown around there, so I root against the Cowboys. That's about the only loyalty I really have.
living in Fort Worth, rooting against the Cowboys.
It's great when they lose, man. Everybody's going nuts. And
Really?
It's awesome. Every
What a
year's the
fan
same.
base.
Every year's the same. I mean, 8-8. Now they got to go 8-8-1 just to top
8
it
and 8,
off.
and they're always the team that might do something this year.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Zeke. I have a thing. Zeke, if his name was like Mike, he wouldn't even be in the league.
I know a Mike
mean,
Elliott. He can't run the
he's
ball
so
for shit.
He's so bad.
Do you think you could beat him in a 40 right now?
No.
But that's an interesting question. Like
I'm shocked at that
coming
answer.
from North Dakota, you don't really have any sports teams. But so yeah, who do people from
Yeah,
North
dude,
Dakota?
they're a powerhouse in North Dakota State.
Yeah, I grew up going to their games, but generally, I mean, everybody's either Packers or Vikings fans up there.
Okay.
How far was Green Bay from you?
That's a ways. Minneapolis is 3.5 hours, so that was the closest.
Yeah.
The Vikings need fans. They need some help. They've been struggling.
They got a good team, but Kirk Cousins probably ain't getting them real far.
Yeah, it's not. What's your favorite sport to bet on? College basketball?
Either college basketball or college football, I would say. And I would say I'm terrible at both of them. And I really haven't gambled at all in about the last year on any sport. So
You're just not following it, or just not.
Was there
feeling the juice?
was there an intervention that
no,
brought that on? Or?
Well, it was kind of the same cycle that would happen every year. I'd go to TCU fall practice in August. I'm like, man, we got a lot of talent.
And they look great.
We're going to be good. I'd find a bookie, take some action on it. It was always like over 7.5 wins. I'm like, we're doing that easily. It'll be a pretty big bet on that. And then the account would be open the whole year, so I'd slowly ease my way in. Next thing you know, I'm betting every first half, second half. Hell, if you really want an experience betting, it's the NBA first quarter. I mean, that is
talk about a rush.
Oh my gosh, you're sweating every possession. But
really?
I lost every year on the TCU over 7.5 and then it was funny because this year we were playing Colorado on like a Thursday or Friday night for the first game, and the bookie texted me. He's like, "Hey, you want your same bet on TCU?" And I was like, "No, go fuck yourself. I don't want that bet." 12-0 national championship, but
reverse
it's been
psychology.
Good. Yep, it's been a year with no.
And you went
betting.
to both games. The semifinal and
I did. The semifinal worked out well because my mom lives in Phoenix, and I go out there before we go to Hawaii, so I was right there. And then flew back from Hawaii for the national championship, and I booked all of our flights, hotels, everything right after the game. My wife Kelly was flying back home to Texas from Phoenix with some friends, and I was like, I think it's going to work out great as long as we don't get blown out.
Mm-hmm.
And we got blown out.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I remember watching that being so. I was, obviously, I think the whole world's pulling for TCU except for Georgia fans, and it was just like the 3 minutes in.
You can tell.
We had a few chances earlier that they missed some open throws that were big plays.
Those are boys versus men.
Yeah.
I mean,
momentum game.
That
right there.
I forget the tight end, Washington, I think.
Yeah.
Their number 0, the big guy.
Darnell.
They came out like the first series right in front of us, sitting there. I'm like, I'm just gonna watch Washington, and I mean.
I think though, if the game is played against Georgia the week before and they don't have the big win, maybe they compete better.
they shouldn't have even been there. Ohio State gassed that so bad.
But Washington, these guys, I mean, they were walking our defensive end 6 yards back off the line of scrimmage. You're like,
right? Yeah. What are we gonna do? Yeah. Just inevitable.
I saw something interesting afterwards. One of the kind of TCU stats guys just made the point that Georgia could have done that to pretty much anybody they played this year. They kind of just let off the gas second half every time. This was one of the first games they went 60 minutes and said, "We're putting it on you."
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, dude, Kirby, he knows what he has, and they stepped on the gas that game.
I'm ready for.
I mean, his pregame speech was just out of this world.
Yeah,
Bama, please be the best again.
They basically are Bama.
The world is a better place when Bama is dominating.
Kirby stole that template, brought it over to Athens, and now they're cooking.
So what's next for you? When are you going to win again? This week. It's a good course for you.
I love this golf course for me. I've played well here in the past, and short game's starting to come together. For the first month or two here, I felt like I've been chipping like a 20 handicapper. So
really?
things are finally coming together a little bit again, and now I'm not hitting it real great. So we'll see.
What was going on with your chipping?
Everything.
You need to go see Short Game
Short
Chef.
Game Chef. We just had the Short Game Chef on.
Parker.
He's got me dialed.
Dude, he's got a few guys dialed apparently. Keith Mitchell.
Ches Reevy.
Ches. Yeah. Well, whatever. If it works, it works.
I try to not chip. If I can just hit every green, I don't
Yeah,
have
you,
to chip.
your
Yeah,
irons
you
are so
do
good.
hit
You
a
don't
lot
have
of
to chip.
greens.
Who are you working with? Are you working with anybody?
Scotty Ham.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same as Kirky and Matt and a lot of these guys. And
And Stallings.
his
Yeah,
prize pupil Stallings.
that's right. His prize possession.
It's been 5 years though. He's helped me a lot, so it's been good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that guy's all time.
I need to schedule a little trip to Cartersville.
Cartersville, man, it's a dangerous place. Dangerous place.
A lot of good connections there.
Where do you play and practice in Fort Worth? Are you Colonial? Everyone is?
I live and practice primarily at Mira Vista.
Oh, yeah.
And I just joined Shady Oaks as well in the spring, so I'm out there a little bit. But
Playing any with my buddy Trent out there, Trent Leon.
haven't played with him yet. It's
No.
been weird since I've been home. I mean, it's maybe once a week I get out there.
He texted me the other day. Said, "Hey, I heard Hoagie joined Shady. Let him know whenever he wants to lose some cash to
Ooh.
come play with me."
Does he gamble like you do?
Oh yeah,
All right, perfect.
yeah. He's got oil money, bro. He's sorted. You're welcome.
All right.
So what rest of the year? What are the goals?
I'm not a big goal guy. I mean, I just try
No?
to feel like I keep getting better and kind of take that each day and see where it takes you. But I mean, my problem with goals, I mean, you set these outcome goals and this and that, and some golf courses you're just not going to have a chance and to stack up. So
Yeah, that's a similar answer we've heard today.
Yeah. Early podcasts, I work obviously sports psychologists, and one guy had it perfectly. But he's like, if you have to say that your goal is to win, you're not in the right elite category. Of course, it's everyone's DNA is to win. It shouldn't even have to be a goal.
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe 5 wins or something. It's not. You just want to try and win every event.
Yeah, and you've got that first win at Pebble. What was different that week? What do you think clicked?
well, I mean, I'd been playing really well for a decent stretch there. So
I want to say Matt might have called that one. He was on a stretch.
Did you play really well in Palm Springs the couple
I
of weeks
finished
before?
second in Palm Springs a couple
Yeah.
weeks before.
So you
in
could
the
feel
fall,
it.
the last tournament, RSM, I was in the second to last group, so
Yeah.
I finished fourth. So I'd been playing well, and I just think being around the lead that many times
I definitely called that one.
helps out.
It's got to be one of the hardest tournaments to win too. Playing it on so many different courses, pace of play, the AMs getting.
I think it
in
could
the way.
work both ways.
Yeah, I think it could work.
Yeah,
both ways.
I mean, I had a good partner, and I enjoyed it. For some reason, I seem to do a little bit better when I'm playing with the AMs.
They can relax you, or they can
Yeah.
frustrate the living shit out of you. It
Yeah,
can work both
exactly.
ways.
So, you know, both of those events last year, I had good partners the whole way and really enjoyed the days out there. And we had good weather at both of them, so they're pretty easy days.
The best thing you can have an amateur partner in any of those events is someone on the first hole that has a putt for like, I don't know, 10 footer for par, and you're already in for par, and they pick it up. You're like, yes. Like you just know that they understand that they're the secondary tier.
Yeah.
Like let the players play. I always know
most all of them do that though.
I guess some. I played Pebble a couple of times, but the New Zealand Open and stuff like that, which turned into a pro. I had an American lady. She was crazy high up at Discovery. She was touted. She picked up like a 20-footer on the first hole of a par. And I was like, oh, she was the best amateur partner of all time. As soon as she couldn't contribute, she would get out of our way, get off the green like too much.
Yeah,
What a legend.
Did y'all play well? I mean, you were playing
last
well
year?
with your AM though.
I think we finished like 6th or 7th.
Yeah, that always blows my mind.
We made the cut. I think I was tied for the lead at that point. I was in the second to last group, but I think it was Andrew Putnam was tied for the lead as well, and his partner had missed the cut, which is pretty impressive to do. I think he had to help 2 shots for
Right.
54 holes and couldn't do it.
Wow. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't.
They had the flip side this year with Rogers. I mean, he was playing with Ben Silverman. It was 2 over par through 36 holes, and Rogers was 21 under.
Yeah, how
23
many
under.
shots was
Wow.
he getting? 10, I heard.
10, yeah.
Keith Mitchell and Lamonti were talking about
It's
that.
like a 2.
yeah.
Right?
They said it. Yeah, they said I looked it up. You know, you Google it when they did the match last summer. It was like a 3 handicap for that deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You ever
Lamonti
had
said
any-
it was not even. It was silly.
Yeah. Have you ever had any famous partners there?
I have not. No.
No.
Maybe next year.
Have you, Matt?
I had Billy Walters one year there,
Oh,
the
wow.
gambler. Yeah. It was
Who was
pretty
I
cool.
just-
Love
Getting good
pearls.
inside information? Any inside info?
This was pre
I was just
like,
playing. I was just playing
all
with.
Phil stuff.
I was loving. I was just.
It was
playing with,
probably during it, but
I don't know if this should be on here or not, but I was just playing with Kramer Hickok,
Yeah.
and he was saying he's got to know Billy pretty well.
He was a great guy.
He's at a few of the Discovery properties and whatnot, but he was telling me all about different businesses and whatnot, and I made the comment, I assume they would have taken everything when he went to jail here.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Oh no, he's got car dealerships and whatever," and he was running meetings out of prison, getting his bets in for the day.
That's awesome.
That's when you know.
Yeah, that's when you know. No, he was a super cool partner. He it was when Peyton was a free agent. He just left the Colts, and he told me to make a futures play on the Jets because they were going to try and get the Manning brothers both in New York City, and that's where he thought Peyton was going to go. And obviously, he didn't end up going there. He went to Denver, but that was
Billy was betting on Denver. He was just getting
betting on the come.
Pushed
Yeah,
to
maybe
the other
he
side.
was. Yeah, he could have been doing that. Yeah.
not silly.
Yeah, I'm moving lines over here.
Yeah.
I'm at every little line mover.
No chance. So are you glad you didn't go to Live?
Well, I think it all worked out pretty well with all the money we've got.
Did
now.
it ever get real serious for you? Like where you were like, man,
I would say I was very anti-Live,
Mm-hmm.
and I got an offer, and they put the money in front of me, and you're crazy to not look at it at that point.
Right.
I mean, my whole deal was I would almost feel guilty if you didn't take the money at that point and you went out and got the driver yips or fall down the stairs or whatever happens, and you don't make any money playing golf again. You almost feel guilty that you didn't take it for your wife and kids, future kids, or whatever it might be. That you got to look at it pretty seriously and try and look at it from all angles and make the right decision.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's
Guaranteed
cool.
paycheck. Golf does not guarantee a paycheck.
Yeah.
So, here's my problem with that. I got no problem with the argument, but they're saying that guaranteed money. Find me one CEO in the Fortune 500 that doesn't have a guaranteed. Just goes, oh, you know what? I'll work for free, but just give me a percentage of stock or whatever. No, they're all on guaranteed money. So there's been a few things. I'm not on either side. I got friends on both, obviously, but some of the arguments that they have used in this debate is idiotic.
Yeah.
Just purely idiotic.
Intellectually dishonest.
Yeah, it's like guaranteed money. Like, where else in the world doesn't it happen?
Yeah.
What about the NFL guys?
It's
Pretty sure they get
people in mental
70% of their contracts guaranteed, the big guys. So I don't know.
Well, the goalposts keep moving, and the response from the tour continues to look a lot like what the other tour is doing. So
Yeah.
it's hard not to take the stance that, God, it sounds a little hypocritical.
Coming full circle back to our original talk on the change to the tour, that's the thing I hate the most. In what business would you ever operate it for 40 years and you get a competitor to come along and you change your whole model to match theirs?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think, is a certain guy that works for the tour had this manuscript years ago, sort of saw in another sport where there was a breakaway and sort of said, hey, I think your audience is getting older and older. Younger people can't hold attention spans. You need to stay, more elite fields. And then the non-elite fields, you need to go to like team stuff where, say, Matt, Tom, and Harry English play on a team in the same group together. Individual event, but have like crazy stuff. He's like, I think the audience will come and watch crazy shit. Change it up. But they were like, oh, you're not a team player. You're not a team player. And then literally the thing he wrote almost to the T is what's happening now. Obviously, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. It wasn't even Live. It was the other league, the PGL or whatever. It just started floating stuff. Not so much a whole franchise model, but definitely you need to move with the times. And now they are. So I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know either, man. Just fucking changes every day. Thanks for coming in, dude. We're excited for the rest of the year for you, and I miss gambling with you.
I need you to get your game sharp and get back out there again.
I'm trying.
Well, every time I play him, it's just fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
I saw, what was it, 69 on
Weird
Friday
game.
last week?
Yeah, that's sugar on shit, man. It was.
No, it's not. It's something. I've
it's
played
something,
it numerous
but-
times. In the back, you're not doing much in the back nine, 31 at Pablo Creek or something. No one ever loses their talent.
It'd be less frustrating if if I didn't, like, if it was a physical thing and I couldn't like play good anymore, but I can. I just fucking gotta figure out when to do it. Figure it out. It'll happen.
We need you. Let's go.
All right. We'll see you, bud.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Yep. Enjoyed it, guys.